Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about 3 things that we control in our life. And if we control these 3 things properly, it will put us in a position to experience financial freedom in this life. The 3 things we control, guys, are the way we think, the choices we make, and the actions we take. I want to talk with you guys a little bit about my story. Now, I've made a video in the past touching on some of this, but I think it's important that I talk about this again in this video because it will give you some sense of who I am and some of the choices I had to make in order to put myself on a path to be financially free. But my road to that financial freedom was bumpy. Well, guys, when I was 13 years old, I had a choice to make. I was hanging out like any 13-year-old kid does with his friends. I was playing sports, raised by a single parent, my mother. I was the oldest of 3 kids. And financially, we didn't have a lot. My mom provided the basics for us, and I thank God every day for that. My mom is my hero, and she has always been my hero. But as a 13-year-old kid, seeing other kids around you have certain things, you naturally want those things as well. So at 13, I was hanging around with some pretty good kids, but we were all from the same neighborhood. We grew up in a housing projects here in Fort Myers, Florida called Palmetto Court. It was a rough neighborhood. But we went to a high school that had a mixture of people from all backgrounds of life. Affluent families to poor families like us. So we had an opportunity to be around some of these kids who had some of the finest sneakers and clothes and accessories that we had ever seen. So my buddies and I, we got this bright idea that we would go down to the local mall and do a 5-finger discount. And for you guys that don't know what a 5-finger discount is, that's slang for stealing. So we're in the store doing our thing, and I get the bright idea, not being a real sophisticated, smart criminal, I get the bright idea that I'm gonna take my spoils and walk out the door. And I did that, and that decision changed my life. I was quickly apprehended by the store security. Next thing I knew, I was in the back of a police car going down to the local jail. So I got down to the jailhouse. They took my fingerprints. Man, I'm scared to death. I didn't stay in the local jail. They actually, that same night, which was a Saturday night, they transported me to the Juvenile detention center. I can remember laying in my bunk, scared to death, looking up at the ceiling and saying, God, if you get me out of this, I will change my life. That was the fork in the road for me at 13 years old. I was gonna be a criminal, or I was gonna get on the right path and change my life. So that was my first direct decision and choice that I had made in my life at 13, that I was not gonna be a criminal, that I was gonna get my act together, get back into school, get back into sports, and change the people that I was hanging with. My senior year of high school was the second opportunity for me to make the right choice. I had changed my life. I was doing great in school. And my high school coach at a football banquet said, hey, there are several guys in this room. If they do the right things, they have an opportunity to get a full football scholarship to the university of their choosing. And when he called my name, guys, I was shocked because I had never thought about college. So you got to understand where I came from and the environment I came out of, kids didn't go to college like me. We just didn't have that opportunity. And when my football coach, Ron Hoover, one of the greatest men I've ever met in my life, said my name, Richard Fain, if he does what I tell him to do and he works his butt off, he has an opportunity to go to a major college to play football and to get a free education. That was all he had to say for me, guys. So that same summer, leading into my senior year of football into the fall, I busted my butt. Every day, guys, I would walk around with a football in my hand. I'm talking about every day. And I would go out on the field by myself and visualize and run through the plays, because going into my senior year, I was going to be the quarterback for the offense and I was going to be the safety for our defense. So I would run through the plays by myself, just imagining me making great plays and doing great things for my team. I had a phenomenal senior year in high school. We went 9-1. We won our district. I was a first team All-State. I was News Press Athlete of the Year here in my local town here in Fort Myers. And I had my choice of 5 Division I big-time football programs to go to. University of Florida, University of Miami, Louisville, University of Tennessee, Florida State University. So I went from being a 13-year-old juvenile delinquent to turning my life around. And guys, that's choice. See, you control your choices. You control your thoughts. You control your actions. It's about how you, as an individual, can take control of these 3 things and change your life. So I went on to the University of Florida, continuing to control my thoughts, make the right choices, and control my actions. Had a great career at the University of Florida. I got my degree, so I graduated before I left. I played football there. I started for 3 years. I was all SEC, all Southeastern Conference, 2 years in a row, first team. And I also got an opportunity to get drafted into the National Football League. I got drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals in the 6th round in the 1991 NFL Draft. And guys, that was one of the dreams that I had as a little 8-year-old going out playing City League football, was to play in the NFL at some point in my life. And I got that opportunity, but I got that opportunity because of 3 things. The choices I made in college, the actions I took in college, and the positive thinking patterns that I had as a college football player and as a college student. Got done playing football. I only played a couple of years. You guys know my story. I blowed all my money, and I found myself back in Fort Myers, Florida at 26 years old, starting over. So through my last couple of years of playing football in the NFL, when I would come home on the off season, I would get around people in my community that I knew at some point I would need to call on for help. And that's what I did. I called a few key people and I said, look, I'm done playing football and I need a job. I need to get to work. And those people helped me put my resume together. They taught me what clothes I needed to go out and buy, the type of suit, to put myself in the right mind frame in order to go out and get a professional job. And that's what I did, guys. I went out, got a job with a company called Nations Bank. Now it's called Bank of America. I landed an interview with the senior vice president of personnel. I walked in that meeting, again, guys, choices, controlling your actions, controlling the way you think. So I didn't go in that meeting thinking, oh goodness, I don't have a finance background. I didn't major in economics in college. Guys, I wanted to be a PE teacher and a football coach. So I majored in health and human performances. I went through the College of Health and Human Performances, and I majored in sports and exercise sciences. That's what I majored in. But I went into that meeting sharp, in a good dark suit, with a nice tie on, with a big old smile. And the gentleman asked me, what kind of experience do you have? I said, I don't have any experience in banking. I don't have any experience in finances, but I do have experience dealing with people. I do have experience with discipline, determination, setting goals, achieving those goals. And then I went on to talk about me as a 13-year-old kid, the decision I had to make. I went on to talk about going to the University of Florida with a backpack, one backpack full of clothes on a Greyhound bus by myself, and then 4 years later walking out of there with a college degree, all the sports accolades you can get, and then being drafted into the NFL. So I sold myself to that gentleman, and he put me into their management program. And then 25 years later, I've had a long, great career in banking. But you guys know, I've given up that career in banking to pursue my own thing. And that's working with you guys, making these YouTube videos, talking about financial freedom and how you can put yourself in a position to obtain your financial freedom. That's my passion now, guys. That's what I do. But it's still fundamentally about three things. You controlling the way you think, you controlling the choices you make, and you controlling the actions you take. Fear can be a motivator. Fear can be a demotivator. It's up to you. It's okay to be scared. If you use that fear to motivate you to do the things you need to do in order to get where you need to get, then you're great. If you allow that fear to demotivate you and keep you where you're at and keep you scared, then that's not good. Well, guys, I thought I'd give you guys a little bit more insight about me and some of the struggles I had and how I overcame those struggles. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing, share the video, and give me a thumbs up. It helps the channel and it helps me too. And if you guys have questions, drop them down in the comment box. Or you can DM me on Instagram at RichardFain28. I'd be more than happy to have a more in-depth conversation with you about choices, actions, and thinking patterns. Thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. And I'll see you at the top. I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.
If you want 2 free stocks, click on the link in the description box of the video, and Webull is going to give you 2 free stocks when you open up a Webull brokerage account, deposit at least $100 in that brokerage account. Guys, you're going to get 2 free stocks, and they're going to be valued up to $1,850. So if you want that free money, click on that Webull link, open up your new brokerage account today. Today's video is sponsored by my company, RF Financial Consulting. And in my company, I work with individuals just like you through financial mentoring and coaching sessions. And in those 1-hour sessions, we talk about strategies to help you get to your financial freedom, whether it be through real estate investing, stock market investing, creating additional streams of income, credit card arbitrage, or starting and growing a business. If that's something that you might be interested in, there's an email address in the description box of the video. Send me an email and let's discuss if I'm the right fit for you.